Good morning. It is Thursday, 13th June 2024. Welcome to yet another edition of Pre-Market Commentary. This is Vijay here. We will now go through what happened yesterday and what may happen today. The title of today's topic is Accumulation or Distribution. So, the $1 million question or the million rupee question is, should we be buying at these levels or should we be selling? So, what are the indications whether it's an accumulation or a distribution? See, typically when markets fall off from their highs suddenly, which happened last week, they try to again go and touch those highs or maybe cross it by a few points and then remain there for some time. So that is the time when both the parties become very active, the buyers as well as the sellers. So that is exactly what is happening. So I normally give it a week's time to find out in which way will the market go. So that is what I was expecting by this weekend or latest by Monday. We will know whether it is an accumulation or distribution. Now, should we be waiting till Monday? The reason one should wait is because the next move will be a very large move. It could be a 5% move, which means in about, let's say, about at least a 2000, 2500 point move could be there over the next few weeks, not in days, but in weeks. So, in such a case, to commit oneself either side may not be the best way to go about. So what happened yesterday? Yesterday again the markets took off. Actually, Nifty made a new high, all-time high. Many of the other indices made an all-time high. Bank Nifty did not. At the end of the day, Bank Nifty closed in the red. Nifty closed in the positive by about 58 points. But somewhere along the line, the bulls must have felt that every time we take it there, somebody is coming and selling. But if you look at the figures yesterday, DIs and FIs both bought maybe about only 650 crores. So somebody is selling at those higher levels and not allowing the market to go up further. Now, who are this somebody? Now, usually these guys are called operators or insiders, which now has been labeled as retailers because we don't have exact data about who are these operators, how much do they buy or how much do they sell. So let us assume that they are retailers because that is what the classification is given by the exchanges. So yesterday with just 650 crores of selling by the retailers, the market was not able to hold on, even though the institutions were both net buyers. Of course, they could have bought some other shares. They need not have bought the indices shares. They could have bought the shares in the mid cap and small cap and micro cap. Now that is up for debate. Now, yesterday was an important day in terms of data. While we had the inflation and IIP data here, both of them positive for the bulls. In the US, too, the CPI came down by 0.1% for the expectations. From 3.4 was expected, it's come to 3.3. Now, it amuses me no end that people are fighting for the 0.1 and trying to time the market. Whereas if you understand basic, that means the inflation has still gone up 3.3% over the last year. As it is, the inflation is high there. Even if government massage data, the inflation shows a higher number than last year, which is a cause for concern. Even if you look at the inflation data, if you drill down, you will see, excepting for used car sales inflation, everything else has gone up. Used car sales about 6%, it contributes to the inflation numbers. So that drop there has giving a wrong picture that inflation is under control. I think the Fed knows about it, so they have promised only a one rate cut by the end of this year. Now that too may not materialize because if once this data gets normalized, inflation should be on a trajectory up. And even then, if the Fed were to cut rates, it always happens at the top of the cycle, which means the prices, the stock prices start coming down. Just to give an example, what's happened in the Euro, ECB cut rates, and subsequent to that, the markets have only come down. So you have to be very careful in what you wish for, because if you get what you wish for, you probably will struggle with your equity holdings. Now coming back to India, Gift Nifty is up 80 points. So maybe we'll open in the green, but then the bulls and bears are likely to fight. Today is Thursday, settlement week, weekly settlement day for the Nifty. So you will have Jane Street again active after 2 o'clock. Yesterday also they were active as I had predicted. So you can almost, it's like a plan. After 2 o'clock, Jane Street and their other hedge funds are active and they destroy the option buyers and sellers. Now, DIS and FIS I had mentioned, and what can do well today or will be in focus is IT and FMCG, and to some extent pharma. What may be under pressure are PSUs, but again, select PSUs may actually go up, like Concor, for instance, is being accumulated. HAL, for instance, is being accumulated. So there could be some action in PSUs too. Among other stocks, you can have action in something like Bata or something like McDowell or MCX, because the commodity complex has become active. So yesterday it was in very good shape. So metals may be under pressure because yesterday gold and silver and other metals could not maintain their highs. DXY also came down. US Treasury yields came down. Basically, the market is expecting a rate cut. Any rate cut is okay for them, but I feel DXY will again come back to normal. Oil will come back to normal, which means on an upward trajectory. Same thing with the US 10-year yield. So for a couple of days, they could be, weak, but they will bounce back, because in my analysis, clearly states that we are in a high inflationary environment, which will only get worse as the time goes by. In India, we have the budget session, which is going to open on 23rd to 23rd of June, sorry, 24th of June to 3rd of July. So there may be action based on whether budget is going to be presented in this session. The Parliamentary Affairs Minister has not mentioned budget specifically. He has mentioned every other agenda excepting budget. But there is speculation in the financial channels that there will be budget also will be presented. So you will have pre-budget jitters as well as rallies in many, many segments. So all in all, it will be an interesting day. But I think a firm direction, sense of direction will come only on Monday, Friday latest, or Friday earliest or Monday latest. So I will trade both long and short between these stocks and between these levels, which is higher than yesterday. I'll be very careful in being short. Lower than yesterday, I'll be very careful in being long. So whatever you do, I hope you have a wonderful day. It's Vijay here signing off. Thank you.